This is one that I am really excited about. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad you're here. Welcome back to Milo Studios, everyone. We're recording, all the cameras are on, and this is the first video of a new series, one that I am super excited about. We've all got the one, that solo that got you in, that made you pick up a guitar, the guitar that the solo was played on the first time you fell in love and thought, fucking hell, that is class. Well, for me, it's this. I was always an acoustic man. I started building electric guitars as something to do because I fancied having a go and it was going to be easier than acoustic. And then all of a sudden, bosh, the love affair began. So I've been doing this a few years now. I can make a decent guitar. So I'm going to be making Dave Gilmour's Black Strat. If you don't teach me, you can't have any police. Strap in, everyone. This is going to be mental. Just in case you're interested, I'll be getting all of my information from Keith Williams at 5 Watt World. If you don't watch 5 Watt World, where have you been? The geezer can tell a story. He loves the history and I love listening. So thank you, Keith. I'm also getting all my photos from the Christies website where Dave's guitar was sold. I printed a few off for posterity. I'm making this guitar to be as identical as I can make it. So we're going all the skunk stripes. I'm going to recreate every dent and ding. I'm going to recreate where the caler went in. I'm going to get this as close as I can. Little bit of artistic license. And also, I'm not going to break the bank. As with everything, this guitar is going to be auctioned away with a 1p reserve, or it might be raffled, I don't know. All proceeds from this build are going to go to Leukemia Care. The link is below in the description. If you want to sponsor me for the London Marathon next year, I'll be endeavouring on the fucking worst thing I've ever done in my life. I do like a run. I don't like 42-kilometre runs. But there you go. I'll do it just to raise money. And we've got to raise some. So how are we not breaking the bank? Let's have a little look, shall we? Some of you may or may not know that I run a carpentry and joinery business. I'd rather build guitars, let's be honest. It's more fun. And there's no customers to deal with, at least at the minute. So, left over to start with, I've got this beautiful piece of beech. It's a little bit heavier than older, not a lot. By the time we've cut all this out and everything, there might be half a pound difference. And no one's gonna know what wood's underneath. And this is a stunning bit of wood from a very expensive installation with a nasty bit of epoxy on the back, which I will sand off. It's a great body blank. It's super stable. No one knows what's underneath. That's fine. I believe Dave's guitar, he sprayed it black over a sunburst finish. So we're gonna have to do a sunburst finish on it and then spray it black. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Beech body blank. I was gonna use this. It's a torrefied maple, beautiful flamed neck blank that I've got in the workshop. I wanna keep it the same. I've ordered some standard neck blanks from David Dyke Music Supplies in the UK. Check them out. Lovely selection and a brilliant website nowadays, much more user-friendly. I've ordered some neck blanks from them, and because I want this to look the same. All right, it's actually as simple as a build gets. We're going traditional. And for it, I will be using a template set from Crimson Guitars. Highly recommended if it's your first build. Highly recommended if it's your 5th build. They're just great. Period correct. They're gonna make this very, very simple. Took a right fucking chunk out of that one. First lesson, as soon as you buy some templates, make a template because you will bugger them up very easily. Keep this as your master. I've got all my standard stuff here. Luckily, Dave's guitar is the small headstock because otherwise this love affair might have been very different because I hate the big headstock. Take that shit back. Comment away, the big headstock's way better. It's not, it's minging. The 70s can do one. So, normal headstock, we've got all of our gear here. We can make this and it becomes very simple once you have one of these full sets of templates. How am I not breaking the bank? Well, funny story, although it's not funny, I'll tell it anyway. I always keep some reference guitars in the workshop if I'm making Strats, Les Pauls and all the rest of it. And my reference Strat, funnily enough, is a black number. Well, it's a Squire. It's a bit skinny, it's very light, it's got the big headstock. This guitar is from 2002, so it's 22 years old, and the hardware is pretty aged and minging. It's very aged and minging. So it's perfect for me. I'm going to use it on this. And ironically, the single pickups are fucking really nice. So I like them. So we're not breaking the bank. We're going to be nicking bits off this guitar. So in today's video, the first thing I'm going to do while I wait for my neck blank is get this guitar stripped off, get our parts all laid out, make sure everything's working fine, see what I've got to replace. Everything's all nicely tarnished up and everything. Everything looks period correct. This guitar cost me 60 quid. 60 quid. The body blank cost me nothing because it was left over from a project. The maple neck blank is gonna, I think, is 23 quid. The guitar, this one was 60, but I'm still gonna be left with it, but we're gonna nick all the bits. It's saving me a fortune in hardware. I've got to put some fret dots and fret wire in and a nut. So I'm pretty sure we're coming in,
wait for it,
around about 130 quid.
Wow.
To make Dave's guitar. To make a Gilmour replica. That's a challenge. Let's get stuck in with cutting this bastard out, shall we? Onwards! There we go, we've got our parts all chopped and cut away. We've got a pick guard. I'm not going to clean anything. I want it all to be dirty and minging. I'll check the pots as I go. We might swap out pots. We'll definitely put a traditional switch on. So we've got some bits to swap out. I'm going to keep the pickups because I really like them. We're all guilty of brand snobbery when it comes to pickups. Expensive pickups often sound different. Do they sound better? I might upgrade this bridge. It's got the skinny bridge. I have done that in the past and didn't really find it made much of a difference. But I do play with distortion and I'm into bluesy sort of stuff. So do I need a block that gives me a microsecond more sustain? No, it's just posh. It's just nice. It's just nice gear. Not going to bother with that for a minute. Not cleaning anything. Look at the state of these screws. Obviously I won't be putting Fender on the headstock. So I'll come up with some sort of logo for that. Something that probably looks a bit Fendery, to be honest, because I do like, it's a nice font in it. But it won't say Fender, so don't shit your pants. No need to comment and complain. Just fucking enjoy the ride. All of my other little tips and tricks for relicing and all that sort of stuff are going to be coming from Devil & Sons Guitars. Look them up on YouTube. There's a link below to his playlist of all the sort of relic-y bits and bobs that he does. It's his thing, and I'm nicking all his tips and tricks. So cheers, mate. Love it, thank you. Big fan. Nothing wrong with being a fanboy. Bung all this in a bucket. We don't have to be careful with it. In it goes. I'll check the tuners after installation. I might take them apart, give them a bit of oil, give them a bit of love. Always put your shit in a bucket.
That's good advice from the man over here.
Whack it all in. I'm going to whip over to the jigsaw and I'm going to cut this body blank out. Do you want to come along? Next port of call, I'm going to whip this through the sander just a couple of times, give it a bit of love, make sure everything's nice and parallel, but get rid of this minging epoxy on the back. So over to the drum sander for a tiny little montage. Well, that turned out to be quite the montage. Even I wasn't expecting that. Apologies in advance. So, let's get on with cutting this out properly and making it look a little bit special. Out comes the jig. Pretty simple, isn't it, really? On she blows. First port of call is going to be to router the outside. I'm not as close to the line as I'd like to have been with the bandsaw, but that ripping blade's getting on a little bit like me.
Yeah, me.
Normally we would stick this down with the old tape and glue trick. I'm not going to do that because we're painting this and it's got to look shit, so I'm going to screw it. Belt and braces. Excellent.
Excellent.
Let's get over on the router table and try not to take our fingers off. It'll be in fucking 4K if I do. We've got a new router bit from Rutland's. Great tools, not sponsored, lovely gear. That's a finger shearer. Simple as that. Now obviously I've screwed that on. Every time I put this template back on, it's going to show us where to put it. It's going to make life easy. Now this body's got what they call the swimming pool route so that you can upgrade to anything you want. We're not going to do that. I'm going to route this for single coils. But we've got this guitar here as a reference so we can see what things are going to look like. So if you've got a guitar like this, you can do the same. So I'm going to pop over to the pillar drill. I'm going to drill all this stuff out to the depths that I need. 20mm for the pickups, 40mm for this section. Well, that's plenty of drilling, hogging out, as they say. Onto a bit of routing now, bit of finesse. Let's move about 4 foot in the workshop and do something different. So that is our front routing done. I think we've got some holes. So now we've got to do the back. I think that'll do. I I think that, God, put my neck out then. 43, put my neck out brushing my teeth once. That is sad. That will conclude video 1, I reckon. We're getting somewhere that I want to be. We're looking similar. We've got this skinny little squire body, which we've got a nice chunky beastly one. It's actually not that much heavier than that, to be fair. To be fair. Everyone says that down here in Plymouth. To be fair, I won't lie, but I won't get into that. So from the front, here we got our matching holes. Everything's looking rather similar. And then on the back, we've also got our rear route. Ordinarily, when I make a guitar, I get everything done. I get the neck built, and then we lay the neck on, and we cut out our neck pocket accordingly to give ourselves a little bit of adjustment. I'm not going to do that because we've screwed down our templates. I'm going to use the template jig to cut out my neck pocket, something I don't ordinarily do, but I'm going to do that. Everything's in line. I don't see why not. Let's do it. Fender neck pockets are never particularly snug anyway. You get such a variety. Let's see how we fare with that. What you can do is put a little bit of tape in here so that when you router it out, it just takes 0.1 of a millimeter less, and that'll give you a snugger neck pocket, which is what I'll probably do. Trick of the trade. Wood fucking wizardry. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is going to be an awesome series. I'm going to make a belter of a guitar. It's going to be sexual. Go and watch 5 Watt World. Go and watch the history of the Black Strat. It's a great little video. Next video, we've got a lot of carving to do on this. We've got to round it off. We've got to do our comfort carve on the top, and we've got to do our comfort carve, and we've got to do our rear carve. And I'm ordering a sexy little spoke shave to do that properly so that I can copy how I watched it on the Shed of Dreams, and we're going to do it like gents. Nice. Only I'm a little bit more crass.
Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Always lovely to have you. Make sure you set some notifications. Ciao for now.